Look at this guy. Man,
Hey.
you got so you're like a star now that the Rams won the Super Bowl.
Well, I'm looking at this side.
And of course, here he comes. Listen, is he smoking a cigar? He's really gonna. What? Oh my God! Yes, Rudy.
Rumble! Finally! The Romelia Sports Report returns to the Rumble Show. Rumble!
Roll down the window.
Yes, Rudy.
Put down the top. Crank up the Beach Boys, baby. Don't let the music stop. We gonna ride it till we just can't ride it no more. From the side to the valley, from the west side. Let's go. Let's go. 1, 2, 3. Let's go.
What is up, my Romelia fans of the Los Angeles Rams? I'm sorry for the delay. It's been a while, but also there hasn't been any news. So sorry about that. It's the long dog days before training camp. Everybody is waiting for the football season to come, and it's a slow period of time. There's been times where I was going to come on. I actually told my guy Stockton I'm going to be on, and it didn't get a chance to make it. So I'm sorry about that. And sorry for the delay, but that's just something that's going on right now with getting the homestead together. And I'm a grandfather of my second grandson, so it's a great time. 4-time grandfather, so it's great. And so that's the big news. That's really cool. But thank you guys for bearing with me. The one thing I did want to talk about was all the stats of the top NFC teams and who's going to do this and who's going to do that. And of course, the Rams aren't getting the respect they should coming off of last year. They were in the running for the NFC Championship game, and they lost the first game by 1 point to the Detroit Lions, who almost got to the Super Bowl, but it is what it is. And with Aaron Donald retiring, the new guy is here. I guess the media, except for Colin Cowherd, would rather not put their neck on the line. But I mean, if you look at the NFC around the way, there's teams that there's no strengths. There's no team that has strengths on both sides of the ball except for the Niners. And we all know what happens with them in the playoffs, or when they play a really good team, and then they have a young quarterback who is at a contract year. They're going to be missing players, and this is the final year before they have to pay Brock Purdy, as we call him, Broke Purdy. And so we'll see what happens with that. But I wanted to come on today, a day before everyone has their 4th of July celebration, and talk about what we've been missing, and that's talking about Rams football and Rams ongoing things that are happening. And so I was looking around the media outlets, and they're talking about Jimmy G as being one of our strengths, believe it or not, as the backup quarterback. And compared to last year with the backup situation before Wentz came, he's a big upgrade. I know that a lot of people don't like him, but he is a guy that can run McVay's offense. He's a guy that has similar weapons to what the Niners have. And now with the offensive line being what it is this year, with the improvements and Kyren Williams and Blake Corum and Roddy, the Rivers run deep, and Scott in there, we have one of the better, deeper running games in the NFL. So he can play a game or two when needed, sit Stafford down, rest him, and we can still win with Jimmy Garoppolo. So, and that's the thing, that's the main thing about that, is he's the Rams' backup. He's not the top, like the Niners made him the top paid quarterback in the NFL for a while. He was the highest paid quarterback in the NFL for a while, believe it or not. So he's our backup, and so that's he's fine where he's at. And like I said before, I would rather have Wentz in the backup role like we had last year, but that is what it is. We just trust in the team, and so that's what's going on there. And we await training camp. There was one story that I wanted to get to you as well. Let me just post it in here. See if StreamYard lets me put it. Okay, here we go. Perfect. That's in there. Let's get to the chat, and then we'll get into more of that what I want to talk. But there was one story about Braden Fiske and Aaron Donald. I posted that on my Twitter X earlier today, and pretty neat story. As we all know, we're hoping Aaron Donald comes back for a playoff run, and there's a possibility. We get our Dumb and Dumber hats on. So you say there's a chance. We'll see what happens with that. Let's get right into it. When Clay Rouse says, "Órale, mi Ramilia, ¿qué onda? How you doing, brother? Appreciate you." There's my guy Carcast. How you doing, brother? Yo, he says. How you doing? Thank you for coming in. Suckers, damn, what you doing? I'm about to fall asleep. Sorry about that, man. I was gonna set up, with my arcades behind me, and so I'm in the dining room right now, and it just took a little longer to set up the show. And sorry about that, man. But thank you for being patient. Stockton says, "Rudy, where are you been? Where you been on the run?" Tri says, "Salute, Rudy. How you doing, Tri? Appreciate you, brother." Stockton, come on, man. Like Sean McSay says, no excuses. Silver 77 says, "What up, Ramili? How you doing, man? Appreciate you. Thank you for coming in, spending your Wednesday night with me." Stockton says, "I love watching the circus in Santa Clara with Brandon Ayuk every year. That team has a mess and greedy players." That's one thing that is really unique about the Niners is their team is very good. They have, if you listen to them and their media and content creators, they're the best team in the NFL until they lose, and then they have all kinds of excuses. Well, it's because of this and that. They get all the Pro Bowlers. Their PFF can't kiss their ass enough. They put all of them in the top 100. There's like 9 players they have on the top 100 players. They're talking about Brock Purdy as being one of the best quarterbacks in the NFC, and so on and so forth. But then again, they still lose the Super Bowl with the best team, so go figure. And they are very good. The problem is you're only as good as the last game you play, and we have been the only team in the NFC in the last few years that are still the last NFC champion, Super Bowl champion, and hopefully we'll win the Lombardi before they do, because this is the last real year where they're going to have all the crew back. And what he's saying here with Brandon Ayuk. So the thing about the Niners and the Rams, the difference is the Rams have a guy that I'm going to have clips for you, Cooper Kupp, who's a student of the game, a Super Bowl champion, MVP Super Bowl champion, Triple Crown winner. He takes a backseat to nobody. His work ethic is Kobe Bryant-esque when it comes to being a student of the game. Nobody ever handed him nothing. He made himself the player that he is. He's had injuries the last couple of years, but the Rams don't have divas. Brandon Ayuk and Deebo Samuel always take the social media, and they're like whining about money and contracts, and the Rams don't have that. And you would think that they would have won the Super Bowl the way they carry on. You never hear that out of a Cooper Kupp. I don't foresee Puka Nacua, if he keeps on the trajectory that he is now, being one of the better wide receivers in the NFL, of crying about a contract. The Rams pay their players, and the difference between the Rams and the Niners is the Rams pay their players after they win the Super Bowl. They don't pay the coach just to be happy to get to the NFC Championship game and have success when you're supposed to have the best roster in football, rather. And then you get a pat on the back when you lose the Super Bowl. You're supposed to win the Super Bowl when you get there. And the Rams lost the first one with McVay, and they won the next one. And it's because they made the necessary changes. At that time, the highly drafted Jeff Fisher quarterback, Jared Goff, was not taking the next step. He was making the same mistakes. Aaron Donald was aging. His contract was coming up. Big Whit, the left tackle, was aging as well. And so they had to strike with irons hot. Matthew Stafford became available, and he was the difference in winning the Super Bowl. Here's the Niners. They gave 3 first-round picks for that quarterback who's in Dallas now, Trey Lance. I used to call him Trey No Chance Lance. And they got lucky with Brock Purdy turning out what he does. He does everything that the Niners need. He hands the ball off when he needs to. He's mobile enough to get away from pressure. Guys are wide open, running down the lanes. He's a gamer. There's no way about it. But they got lucky. They believed him in so much they waited for the last pick of the draft to draft him. So they got lucky. So that's fine. But they still couldn't win the Super Bowl. Imagine having the offensive player of the year and running back Christian McCaffrey. He actually stayed healthy. You have one of the best tight ends and George Kittle. You have Ayuk and Debo. You have now a quarterback who was at one point they were talking about MVP caliber and Brock Purdy with all the stats that he was throwing up, and mostly against average teams or teams that weren't as good as the Niners, because then he'd crap the bed against the Browns, against the Ravens, against the Bengals at home at Levi Stadium. 2 horrible home playoff games last year. The Super Bowl was just meh. He wasn't the difference either way. It wasn't his fault they lost, but he wasn't the difference over Jimmy Garoppolo. Jimmy Garoppolo could have sat in and did the same thing for all the bad talk they talk about him with the Niners. And but they still can't win it. They had a quarterback who now that's what they were saying. We have a quarterback finally. That's the missing piece, and they lost. Hi, baby. And so say hi.
Hi.
That's my granddaughter. But the only reason why I bring them up is because the Rams don't get the love like the Niners do in the media. Despite the Rams winning the Super Bowl, despite Sean McVay having a statue already, winning the Super Bowl, he's a proven commodity. And then the drafts the last couple of years, getting a Kyren Williams, a Kobe Turner, on and on. Now we have Braden Fiske and all the fellas that we drafted. Quentin Lake's a guy that got hurt. Blake Corum, on and on and on. Got a little hair here, baby. And so we'll see. They have to do it again, but that's the only reason why I bring them up, because I keep seeing that they're so good again. But I see Ayuk saying that is he going to be with the Niners or he's not going to be with the Niners? It's really weird to me how they have to be the diva role, to do that. And so it's just amazing to me. Danny Berry Sports Highlights. Hey everyone, happy Wednesday. Yes, indeed, happy Wednesday. Appreciate you. Jim Everett the Great says Rams Mafia. Love it, love it, love it. Stockton says, Rudy, it was 111 degrees here in Stockton today. What a joke. Or how is it there? Man, it was hot as heck. It wasn't that hot. It was about 104, 105. Man, it was hot. I can't complain though, because I was complaining about the rain. When it was rainy. Remember, it seemed like it was Seattle. Every couple of days it was raining. But now with the heat, I can't complain because I didn't like the rain. I like it when I'm home watching TV. Supper 77 says, I see you guys in Cali are in for a long heat wave, man. It's crazy, man. It's crazy. This is my guy, GP Shadow. Rudy, how you doing, brother? Appreciate you. So let's get into the first clip. And then I think I'm going to go to the phone lines too as well. Let's get into the first clip. And we were talking about Cooper Kupp. Guys that make a difference, that he's not a diva. He is an example of a guy that is a team player, guys that we like, guys that aren't going to go to the media to try to get paid. Here's him and his wife on his podcast.
It's well documented. I'll just say it again for those of you that don't know, but I weighed in freshman year on the scale 119 in jeans, covering my ankle weights. But at no point, not at the end of my freshman year, coming back, didn't develop any relationships with new friends, but just worked. I worked really freaking hard, right? Before school, during school, walking around looking I'm not the coolest kid with my ankle weights on. I'm after school working out. I'm running. I'm setting up cones in the public parks. Right. I'm running home from school. Mom's coming to pick up my backpack. But at no point during that journey of high school where it was just how much better can I get did I then say, okay, I'm there now. Like, I've done enough. I've
And I just wanted to end it on that. So that's what on Cooper Kupp's podcast, he does it with his wife. That you can, maybe it's because of where he came from. You saw the scrawny kid and all that stuff, and I liken it to Stetson Bennett, who nobody handed it to him. The guys, some guys have the intestinal fortitude to track through. And so I wanted to show you that clip because these guys are the guys that are still here. These guys want to win. These guys are gamers. We, not me. And that's exactly the kind of players that we have here. And I'm excited that Cooper Kupp's he's healthier than he has been in the last couple of years. And that's why I brought the Niners up, because they have such great players, the Ayuks, the Deebo Samuels. Christian McCaffrey, I wouldn't really put it as a diva, but he's really good. But George Kittle, I really like George Kittle, but he's kind of he acts like a clown sometimes, but he's funny to me. I like him as well. But Ayuk and Deebo is really most of the guys the two of the guys that I'm really talking about when it comes to that. And you would think they win a Super Bowl the way they carry on. But yes, indeed. Let's see. For instance, they blame the refs. I remember they were saying it was rigged. It was rigged when the Rams won. It was rigged. Stalker says that this will be the last year we have to deal with the Niners media hype. They're done for a while after this season. We'll see. My guy Steve-O, stop trying to ruin the shows with the girl. That's my granddaughter. She can come out whenever she wants. Price says Everett is right. Fumble boy CMC. Jerry says Roger Craig is proud of CMC fumbling. Super 70 says, who does the Rams have for a running back? Who does the Rams have for a running back? So you brought me into one of my topics, Super 77. So the Rams starting running back is Kyren Williams. Kyren Williams was the top running back in yards per average last year. And he missed like 4 games because Cam Akers was the starting running back, rather, RB1. And then he got hurt as well for a little period of time. And he was right there with Christian McCaffrey. If you were to go by the stats last year, he could have overtook Christian McCaffrey or been right there. And we know how Christian McCaffrey killed it last year. Now you have Blake Corum, and that's why I put in the headline for this chat. Does the Rams have the best running back room in the NFL? Now, Blake Corum has to do it at the NFL level, but he's a similar talent to Kyren Williams. It's like thunder and lightning, but both of them can do thunder and both of them can do lightning. And then you got the veteran Boston Scott, who's seen big games, and he's kind of like the Sony Michel type calming guy, but he can still do it. And then Roddy Rivers runs deep as there. I really wanted to see the speed of Zach Evans, but it never came out. Never was turned out to fruition. We'll see with him, but Blake, Roddy Rivers, Boston Scott, and Kyren and Blake Corum are 4 of the top running backs the Rams have had all together in one running back stable. So I think they could be one of the best ones. Soccer says, Rudy, I am not an NBA fan, but I know you like the Lakers. What do you think about LeBron with his son? I don't mind it, but I'm so upset about the Lakers hiring J.J. Redick, and it's just not. I'm always will be a Laker fan, just like I was always a Ram fan when they had Tony Banks and Rich Brooks as coach, and they moved to St. Louis, and they were horrible in the first year or two. But I don't like it. I don't like it at all. So I like that let me say it this way. I don't like the coach. I don't like the direction they're going. I don't like that Klay Thompson picked another team over the Lakers. And so he saw the Lakers as being similar to the Warriors, a little long in the tooth. But he should have played with the Lakers too. So he would have been in LA. playing with LeBron, one of the all-time greats. I don't understand, but so it's fine. He's a champion. He can do what he wants. SoCal Ram says, "What's up, Rudy? I just don't respect the Niners fan base. The Niners players are good, but I also think their coach chokes. I believe so. I believe. Well, listen, I'm right on there with you. They have great players. Anytime you have that stable of talent on your roster, you are going to be very formidable. But why is it when they play good teams like the Ravens and the Bengals and the KC, they don't look as menacing? You got to beat the big dogs. Soccer says, Super 7 said, we have Lawrence Phillips for our running back. Jim Everett says, Trey Lance is flipping burgers at Carl Jr. Price says, Blake Corum already turning heads. Yep, in camp, he was looking good, man. I really like it. Super 77, Lawrence Phillips, the bus. Lawrence Phillips was a guy that just couldn't get things together. He ended up getting in trouble with the law. But if you, me as an old guy, I remember, the Niners love former Rams. Isaac Bruce. I think Kevin Green even played for them for a while. And Kevin Green hated them. Now Leonard Floyd, Wendell Tyler, Hacksaw Reynolds back in the day, they loved getting former Rams. And Lawrence Phillips was the running back blocking for Steve Young when Aeneas Williams with the Arizona Cardinals blitzed and smashed Steve Young's blindside. Lawrence Phillips missed the block, and that ended Steve Young's career. A little fun fact. Well, not fun, but fact. I don't like that he got hurt. Steve says, I came in and asked respectful questions, and y'all come in and chest like Marty Groh. Steve was a good guy. It's okay. Steve was a good guy. Stockton says, Ayuk and the Whiners are haggling over $2 million difference. It is crazy. Stockton says, Ayuk can kick rocks. I'm going to say this. And listen, I like to, smack talk Purdy a little bit, but he's a young quarterback and he can go either way. I liken it to when Jared Goff struggled. Like he was plateau. He looked like he was an MVP quarterback in the 2018 season. The balls were on the money. He outdoed Mahomes in LA, 54-51. The guy looked amazing, man. And then with our talent and Todd Gurley, we were like, whoa, we got our quarterback for the next 10 years. And then he hit a plateau. Cooper Kupp got hurt. Team started to get used to where his now he's not a mobile quarterback like Purdy is, but he's a little bit better arm than Purdy. But he stopped progressing. And when the Niners start losing players, will he do that? Will he just be a guy that hangs around 9-8 or has the Niners at 8-9? We'll see. But that's in the future. That's what I liken him to, because Jared Goff looked all world after McVay took over. Jim Everett says, "Okay, Rudy, let's have some Ram talk." F Santa Clara. Yeah. Crisis. You got it too much. GB Shadow says, "So are we calling Fisk Kingpin if he balls out?" Man, I love this dude. Here's what I wanted to get to. So I posted on social media on Twitter X and my community post. Braden Fiske is working out with Aaron Donald in a few weeks before training camp. And so there's some great news. And what I like about this is, and of course, he's guys like Kobe Turner, I know for a fact him and Kobe Turner hit it off like brothers on the field, but they can call Aaron Donald anytime, ask him, like big brother. And so that's one of the things that I really like is you have Aaron Donald, even though he's not on the team anymore, he's helping out the team and he's still around. And so, I'm all for it. I'm all for it, and I like it. And that means that his head is still with the Rams, and he's going to see how good Fiske is. He's going to see how good the Rams defense is. The Rams are going to kick some ass this year. Pardon my French. And offense is going to look beautiful. And he's going to be like, you know what, baby? Do you think I can come back and go win a ring? Another one for a few weeks? An Eric Whittle type deal. We'll see. And then this guy behind me, our new center, ready to crush it, man. The offensive lines, they're going to be bullies, man. They're going to be bullies. I cannot wait. This man's going to dial it up on offense. This man's going to be knocking people over. It's going to be crazy, man. The offensive line is going to be sick. They're going to be beasts, man. And then you got big Dotson looking like a Duval Love over there back in the day. Man, I can't wait. New revamp line. There's more there. Where's the beef? There's on a Rams line. SoCal says they also have to pay Trent Williams. If not, their online will be in shambles. He's 36, and I believe he still plays. He plays really good, but if you remember, he can get injured here or there because of his lower leg. Sometimes have lower leg issues here and there. He's got a lot of miles on those tread. But if you were in the Super Bowl, he had his hands full with that defensive line of the Kansas City Chiefs. And that first drive, besides CMC fumbling, he had two horrible penalties that blew it for him on that first drive to get anything going. I love that. King Ping Fisk, my guy G12. Lord Abata, what's happening? What's new with you, Rudy Romilio Ramsteros, Abatas Locos forever. Let's go, LA. Puro Ramsteros, I love Erga. Who's host? Who's Casa? Rams Casa. Soccer says Trey Williams got ragdolled in the Super Bowl. Love it. SoCal says, Steve, they drafted really good and got an upgrade on O-line. Lots to talk about. Yep. Andrew, my guy Andrew says, what up, Real Rudy? How you doing, brother? Appreciate you. Yeah, I've seen the fake Vermelia and Grant's and Romble's chat too. It's man, I've got nothing better to do. My guy G12 says, you may contact and follow Really Sports Report via Instagram.com. Yes, indeed. Thank you, my guy G12. You may contact and follow Really Sports Report via Twitter, X.com, Sports for Media. Love it. Thank you, my guy G12. Super 77 says the Rams have two number one wide receivers, and that tight end they have is looking pretty good. Yes, indeed, baby. Yes, indeed. I like it. Colby Parkinson, he's going to do some things, man. We got a couple of young guys that we can do something. The other guy too is our cornerback, our guy that we got that's nursing some injuries on his Achilles, and so we'll see what happens with him. He's looking good. Hold on, something. My internet's going batty. Hold on. Sorry. So Tre'Davious White is looking good. He's on the mend. Another guy that's going to help us in the veteran, kind of like an Aqib Talib, a Marcus Peters. Looking forward to. Zip 77 says the Rams have. Yeah, we got that one already. G12 says Rams leads the noche. Not one tonight. Willie Bone says, hi, Rudy. The LA Rams defense is a ferocious five. Turner, Jones, Brown, Verse, and Fisk. Love it. Props to my guy, Willie Bowen. G12 says, third running back, Blake Corum, running back, Michigan. Love it. I have him as number 2. No, I think he can be number 2. I think it's a 1-2 punch. And then Boston Scott is there. GP Shadow says, that Packer game last year was Stetson Bennett's game last year. I hope he shows flashes. Man, GP Shadow, his head's in the right direction. Let me get my picture out of there. My guy, his pictures out there. His head's in the right, his head's glued on correctly now. His head's in the right direction. He's focused. He looks good in camp. He's already in the interviews have said that he needed the time off to work through some stuff, and they're going to keep it in house. And it was for us fans, we're not going through it, but I appreciate that they kept the communication lines open, and he's back, man, because he can offer something. The way Brock Purdy is playing with the Niners, that's how, and I didn't know that he was going to play like he is with the Niners with these weapons they have, right? The way that he's playing with that team is how I pictured eventually, not saying that he would have took off like Brock Purdy did, but eventually that's how I pictured Stetson Bennett playing with our team. The mobile, the oh my goodness, he got away with that throw type of thing. The moxie that he has, like in the NFC Championship games and winning those big games in college, and the pros are different, but that's how I pictured Stetson Bennett, because he has the tools. He's got a little bit better arm than Brock Purdy, and he's a really good talent. Now he has to translate it to the NFL, but if anything, the Brock Purdy success is good news for Stetson Bennett, because he can duplicate that, because he's got as much tools with a better arm than Brock Purdy does. And so we'll see what happens. So you still got to do it. Tribe says, Bowen, what's up? Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Love it. Love it. Let me get into another clip real quick. So let's see. Let's get into Sean McVay talking about how great a player Cooper Kupp is. And it's like having a coach on the field.
I've seen the epitome of a growth mindset in Cooper Kupp. Guy that understands the work works. There's no such things as fixed abilities or intelligence. These are all things that can be improved upon with time, dedication, and effort. He models the way every single day.
Make sure we get a depth for this one. Depth would be about 3.5, 4 yards when ball snaps. A good job staying down, driving through that next one before your eyes snap back.
Sometimes we jokingly call him Coach Kupp. The best, they bring others with them, and that's what he's done. And he's got such a capacity for this game.
Quick snap.
He truly sees the game through the lens of a quarterback and of a coach.
And it's caught. 9 and dime on the money.
Great job. He's also been sharpened by responding to the adversity, pushing through, being resilient.
I took that attitude of just making sure that when I put my head on the pillow, I'm going to bed tired. And I feel good about the work I've done. I think that's just been my mindset, being exactly where I need to be.
Nobody really realizes all the things that he was working through last year, but still affected positive change on this team.
Behind the Grind, the Rams little mini series. I love it. And I let that clip play, and I was trying to find it so I can cut it out before they showed the title. That's fine. You see the man yoked up, Cooper Kupp. No one ever gave him nothing. And I know they're two different personalities, the Ayuks and the Devos, but this is what I'm talking about. This guy is a top-tier talent. He has a chance to make it to the Hall of Fame already with the MVP, Super Bowl, some of the better stats in this league, with Matthew Stafford still quarterback for the next few years. And I'm looking forward to it, and to seeing him reemerge this year. And Puka Nacua, hold on, my grandson came in. It's okay, man. And so I'm looking for him to reemerge and get back locked in with Puka Nacua there to help whatever he's an older receiver now. He doesn't have to take the load, but when those big games come, basically keep him fresh for that. Because we've got another Lombardi or two that we're trying to win. Hi, baby. So I really like that. So I let that clip play because he's determined. And this is why I say about the guys like the Devos or the Ayuks that and not just them, but your players like that use social media and play games. Like, I don't know if I'm going to be here. Like, come on now. I mean, you guys got to win the Super Bowl. You'll get your money, whether it's $2 million or whatever. You get it with incentives, because any of these contracts, they'll say, "Oh, we just signed for the highest deal, whatever." But in the NFL, most of the money is not even guaranteed. So I don't understand why they have to do that. I'm just glad that we don't have that type of issue. But I like the talent in those players. Yep. G12. Oh, you had a great comment here, G12. Rudy, what have you heard? Is the coaching staff not high on Zach Evans? You think he's on the hot seat? I don't even see Zach Evans in our depth chart anymore. I was looking up real quick the depth chart to see if he was listed on ESPN, and he's not even listed. So he doesn't cost us much. He's probably like a practice squad running back. A lot of times it's because they don't block good. They don't want to take the chance. And we have Kyron Williams, so he might not get a chance. He might be a fill-in, and if anything. But I wanted to see that speed, but he didn't get a chance to even undo that when he got the little playing time that he did. G12 says, Rudy, I was watching a Saints podcast, and they were talking about maybe bringing in Cam Akers. I forgot he was still out here, free agent. Well, he's hurt. He tore his Achilles, I believe, on his other foot or the same foot. I don't remember, but I don't know if he'd be any good to them, as a running back who's coming off another one. But if anybody could come back, it'd be definitely him, because he's got the fortitude coming back in the same year. Yep. G12 said, Lunch Phillips, did he die? Oh, I hope not. Let's see. Oh, yes, he did. Oh, rest in peace. I didn't remember that. January 13th, 2016, age 40. He died. It says Kern Valley State Prison, Delano, California. That's crazy. Rest in peace, man. That's what it says here. Wow. Found dead in prison. Wow. That's just a horrible story. That's crazy. Willie Bone says the reason why the Winers are jealous of the LA Rams is because they can't get the Lombardi in the 2000s. Steve says, Matthew G thoughts. Matthew Stafford? You talking about Matthew Stafford? Matthew G. Matthew Stafford, OG Stafford. Love Matthew Stafford, man. G12 says second round, Braden Fiske, man. Braden Fiske, I can't wait, man. Crash says, yo, yeah, it was sad. Sorry. Yeah, it was sad. Phillips committed suicide. Oh, is that what happened? Oh, man, it gets even worse. I thought somebody shanked him or something, or something horrible happened. That's too bad. Jimmer says, Tribe, what up, chap? Yes, indeed. Love it. Tribe says, Everett is the only reason anybody even watches Rumble. G12 says, Rudy, did you drop a video of the Rams camp dates when you might go? No, I haven't yet. I've been very MIA, unfortunately, but I will pick it up. Just a little late news for you, G12. My stockpile earlier. We just had my daughter just had my second grandson, so 4 grandkids all together now, and so it's been great. And but yes, indeed, we'll pick it up more on the lives and everything, guys. Don't worry. Willie Bone said Jim Everett is an awesome quarterback. Yes, indeed, one of my favorites of all time. 49 times with the Trumps. I'll stay away from that. I don't like politics at all. But what I don't understand, and to everyone that each their own, I don't understand how one guy who shall be nameless gets all the benefit of the doubt, but then the same people that give him the benefit of the doubt are in a rabbit hole. That everything a conspiracy. I don't understand that. To me, I'm just like, lock them all up. Yeah, but no, lock them all up. Start over. But that's one thing that is really amazing to me, that you have one side believing everything one guy says, and then on the other side, on the same person, believing all the rabbit hole stuff of the other person. And it's just weird to me. To me, I don't like politics. So once you're elected, it should be that you have to show why that person didn't vote for you, would want to vote for you, would help you get reelected. And even though they didn't vote for you, you got to still help them. So you do things to help people, regardless. You leave your party at the door, and it's for the American people is why you're there to help them. That's what I believe. Just like you leave your ego at the door when you're on a team, you're basically on a U.S. team, and you're the leader of the U.S. team, and you're supposed to help everybody, regardless if they voted for you or not. Rudy 2028. Willie Bowen says, leave the chat 49. This is about LA Rams, not a convicted. 34 time convicted. It's just crazy. I'll just say that I don't like politics, and but the one thing that I do understand is it's kind of like wrestling to me. I say this to some people when we talk about it. You watch the WCW, WWF, and they're I'm gonna get you. We're gonna do this, and I'm gonna do this to you, and blah blah blah. They hype up or when you're watching a boxing match, and then I picture like the politicians in the back smoke room going, "Boy, they got a cigar. You got me today. Wait till tomorrow," and everybody buys it, right? That's what it seems like. But anyway, G12 says, "Yeah, Rudy. I don't know, Bennett. Maybe the better talent in college, bigger college, but Purdy has the right mechanics. He looked really good in the system in college, and so on." I just believe G12 that Stetson Bennett is like a little bit bigger and stronger arm Brock Purdy, and if Brock Purdy can do that, and the games that Stetson Bennett has pulled out in college with really good teams around him, I think he can do a facsimile to with the Rams with weapons and Sean McVay. That's all I'm saying, because one of the things about Brock Purdy is his strength is the way he can read a play fast. It goes from here to there. So that's one of the things. So maybe Stetson Bennett doesn't have that, but then maybe he'll get along on something else, with a better arm. But we'll see. They still have to do it. There's guys that have better swings than like all-stars and baseball, and then they can't, hit for average. You never know to be used a baseball now. Jim Ever says E40 supports Biden 49 times, just like all Niner. You guys are being mean to Grandpa Biden. You're being mean to Grandpa Biden for. When you're 80-some years old, you're going to want to keep a good job too. G tosses it. If Bennett can't make it with the Rams, he can't make it anywhere. McVay is like the ultimate offensive genius. I agree, G12. McDaniels too. You guys got a great one over there too, McDaniel. McDaniels. I want to say McDonald's. G12 says, "Wow, is Zach Evans a one and done? That is bad. That is bad. He was highly rated coming out of college. However, like I said, if a guy can't make it with the Rams, their chances are not good anywhere." Yeah, I just think he didn't really get a chance. And Cam Akers was there. Kareem got drafted. Maybe it's because he can't block. I don't know. We're not there in camp with them. And but he was never highly thought of. I can tell you that. That's why he didn't get a chance. G12 says, "Rudy, which drafted? Let's see. Which IMHO Rams do you? Great job of line player. They give their draft picks their chance." Ryan Wendell, the offensive line coach, man. Not necessarily the younger players when it comes to coaching and things like that, coaching people up, but just revamping the way the line blocks. And Ryan Wendell is the main force when it comes to that. And then the LaFleur with McVay, man, this offense is going to be amazing. Jim Evers says the great. Congratulations, Rudy. Thank you, brother, for my grandson. Thank you. G12 says, "Rudy, how does your move? All good? How's work? Oh, congratulations to your granddaughter. Another baby to spoil. Good times. Thank you, brother. Yeah, I got 2 granddaughters and my one grandson, and then I just had we just had my second grandson, and that's what I was talking about. My granddaughter was here earlier. Thank you, man. I'm very blessed. It's going good, man. It's going good. Moving in and everything. Super 777 says, "Congrats for meeting with your grandchildren." Thank you, brother. Appreciate you. Thank you guys for all the love. Let's get into another clip. Let's get into Behind the Grind episode 3. Really good stuff, great stuff. The episode, the Rams little mini series to keep us invested while we wait for the season to come on. Here's our guy Kobe Turner. Let's see, where are you at? Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. There we go.
All day, boy! You take that inside, I'm ready to cover you. You know what I'm saying? To be able to step into more of a leadership role, that's been one of the things that's excited me the most. You'll see it. Yeah, I know. I'll be doing the same thing, though. Don't sweat the last play. Yeah, I know. We expecting runs open, right? Yeah. So if you know I'm in that 3 and you're expecting going away, you might got to tighten down so that you can actually get to your grab. I remember when we drafted him, you hear about his story and having to go from Western Michigan to here. And it's like, okay, this seems like the type of guy who has had to work his whole life to get to where he's wanted to be. And so I want to be able to give him all of the tools that I can to help him succeed and see his process start to come to life. And that's one of the main things that I'm trying to model.
We've kind of.
So I just wanted to give you that little clip of Kobe Turner. So Kobe Turner got under just like Ernest Jones got under the wing of Bobby Wagner, middle linebacker. It was good that 1 year that he was with us, Bobby Wagner. Learned a lot. Who else can you learn better than Aaron Donald every day and the work ethic? And Kobe Turner is a guy that wants to win, cool guy. He's taken on as a second-year player who should have won the D. Roy Award, by the way. I'm going to see if I can get him on my channel for an interview. I haven't really tried. I was going to try to get my credential, but I haven't been able to get that moving too. But I would love to be on the field, but that's a dream that I want. But already a leadership role in his second year with the Rams, taking Fiske under his wing. Great player, man, already in his young career. The ceiling is through the roof, man, and I cannot wait for that. I gotta get on my guy Stockton real quick. Stockton, he already had a chance. He got fired by old man Biden. Yeah, no politics, but one thing I want to say is sometimes I wish I could put an earpiece in Biden's. I was watching the horrible debate, like many of you, and I was like, man, I'm going to say this. This is not. I'm not talking politics right now. I'm just saying from what I just saw. And so, yeah, it was horrible debate on Biden's part, but he sounded like he was hoarse from the gate, from the start. So he was probably working hard. And you know how you kind of like, you got a big final coming and you kind of mess it up. Because even the stuff that he did accomplish, and he was trying to get out there, he couldn't get it. And he's never been a gift of gab guy, but I felt bad for him. And that's just one debate, and then the other guy, and my guy Trump, well, I say my guy, but I say that for everybody. But Trump can just spew some things out, and you're like, okay, but that didn't happen. Like I'm just going to say this real quick. Forget politics, but just real quick. Remember when Donald Trump said, I'm going to have the biggest healthcare. It's ever was the biggest and best with him. I'm going to have the biggest and best healthcare plan next week or in the next couple of weeks. And it never came. What happened? How come the MAGA people don't pin him down on that? Just one topic I'm going to bring up. That's it. Where's that healthcare plan that he was going to overturn Obamacare, the Affordable Care Act? He never had it. He had 4 years with the Republican majority, but no one ever talks about that in the debates. Anyway, I digress. I don't understand how people are so critical about poor old man Joe, and then this guy had his chance and he lost to Joe, and then he never had the healthcare plan, and he didn't build the wall with the Republican majority. Anyway, I don't understand. And then you would be embarrassed. I mean, if you call a guy Sleepy Joe and you lost to him, I think he should kind of go away. I don't know. I don't like politics. I believe, like I said, once you're elected, you should be there to help everybody, whether they voted for you or not. And everybody needs help. But it's I don't like it. Willie Bunn says Trump the Chump will be playing the game called Don't Drop the. Yeah, the Supreme Court, though, man, the Supreme Court. I gotta tell you something, man. When they gave that ruling, forget about who may be president or not. It doesn't matter. Just the idea that any sitting president with the Supreme Court ruling can say, well, it was in the act. I was a president and it was an act of national security, I thought. And you're immune from being prosecuted. Forget about who I'm talking about. Any president. That's not right. So I guess we're headed for, unless there's one particular person who might get elected and he wants to be a king. Anyway, let's get off the punch. Oh, boy. Okay. Stockman says, I really love Bryce Perkins and Zach Evans. I like Zach Evans' speed. I really like Brock Perkins' escapability because remember at that time who our backup quarterbacks were, the Wolfman and besides Perkins. And so I wanted him just to get a chance. That's all. G12 says, Rudy, any news on the Rams? You are hearing there locally that we have not heard outside LA. Any rumors, trades, etc. They're always talking about the Rams may add the Rams may add another wide receiver because apparently they tried to move up. Anything is on the table. There's not really anything that's going to be something that I believe really. Nothing. I haven't really heard anything that I believe it's going to happen. Carcass says, can't believe you said you take Kyrene over. I didn't say that. I said that Kyrene was up there with McCaffrey. McCaffrey is a seasoned All-Pro who's at the peak of his powers, and Kyrene Williams still has to show that he can stay healthy, but his production is very similar to CMC's, and that's true in his first year. Saka says, Rudy, I got my tickets to training camp July 27th. Get yours. It's Saturday. Awesome. We'll see what happens with that. Yes, indeed. Drop the link. We'll see right now. Jamar says, it seems like the people on welfare live better than hardworking middle class. Yeah, that's always been the case. Well, I'm going to say this. I'm not going to say that. People need help. And well, I do want to say something real quick on this. I'm going to get out of a bit of politics, but you know that when I was paying through the nose for insurance years ago, and I had to pay a $60 copay, right? And then they made layoffs and stuff, and I for a little while I was on aid while I found a new job. You know that my insurance seemed to be better than when I was paying through the nose, and that has nothing to do with the president or whoever it was at that time. It wasn't recent; it was years ago. But that's something just crazy, you know. Let's see. And the Jerry says, build the wall and build it high. Well, that thing about build the wall, I've seen guys jump that wall. So I don't know if you guys seen them. I was like, oh, you guys want to build that wall? He's already over it. GP Shadow says, Bryce Perkins, Brett Rippon. Yep, for sure. Actually, right there, you got a good one, GP. Willie Boy says, he lost Stockton on an 8-year Navy vet. Trump the chump, draft dodger, liar, and bigot. Props to that comment. That's all I wanted to say on that is everyone can like who they like, you know. I don't understand how one guy gets all the benefit of the doubt, but they're so quick to the same person is so quick to go to the rabbit hole over here and to believe that. That's all. I just don't understand it. And also to the wearing the gear stuff. Like you like your guy, fine. But why are you having the bandanas and the flags on the trucks and I don't understand. It's like that's part of their personality now to irritate people. That's what's weird to me. That's all I'm saying. I mean, whoever I voted for, I'm not going to go out and buy like a whatever bandana. Back in the day, I voted for Ronald Reagan. I would never wear a T-shirt that said Ronald Reagan, or I have stuff on my truck. And see, I think I'm an independent now, but back then I liked Ronald Reagan. He had those great speeches, but that doesn't mean I go down the board of whoever. I pick and choose who I want. I don't pick all this or all that. But I don't understand that part. It's just really weird to me that people are buying NFT cards and coins and even shoes. It's just too much for me. That's all. Everyone can like who they like. That's all. It's not to be mentioned here. We're not talking about that, but that's all. Rudy, you mentioned Kobe Bryant. Kobe Bryant, Rams QB. What about Darren Kendrick in the latest situation? Devarius, and so I mentioned Darian Kendrick is coming off of an injury, and Tre'Davious White is coming off of an injury as well. So hopefully Kendrick will be okay. He has a lot to go, but he has a lot to improve on. Yeah, we're gonna get off the politics stuff. But yes, indeed, exactly right. Willie Blunt, thank you for your service. Exactly right. Let's see. There you go, Willie Bone with the comment of the night. I vote for Stan Kroenke and Les Need. I love it. Yeah, but that's all. I don't like politics. I think anyone who is in there should try to help everybody, even if they didn't vote for you. Show them why they should reelect you. And vote for Sean McVay too. Vote for Sean McVay. All right, here's Puka Nacua showing the LA Kings new threads, checking them out.
I love this. How perfect this is fitting in the middle of this jersey with the shoulders and the stripe, the patch here on the arms. The LA Kings are stepping up their game. 2024 coming out with some new heat. I'm biased to the Blacks. It's Shiesty season always, and I think these look fantastic. Go Kings, baby.
And speaking of jerseys, new jerseys, where's the Rams new jerseys, guys? Snead, McVay, where's the Rams new jerseys? Where's the Rams new jerseys? And let's get back to Cooper Kupp real quick and talking about the Super Bowl.
Being able to achieve the ultimate goal of winning a Super Bowl. It's like climbing a mountain, and you get to the top of that thing. All you see is off in the way far distance another mountaintop. And if your whole being was focused on this moment of getting to the mountaintop, how hollow that feeling is of getting to the top and just seeing another mountain. When your joy was in the journey of that traveling and climbing and toiling over and over again to get to the top, all of the problems, all the conflicts, all the things that had to be overcome to get there, and like, man, this was such an incredible journey to get here. How much excitement you have to see there's another one. And
or if you never make it, and the fact that then you're exactly. Like, my life was a failure.
Yes, and you say my life was a failure because I didn't get the thing.
Right.
And you've lost the journey completely. But then the people that are sitting at home afraid that they won't get to that place, and are like the fear of failure and how much that discourages you from just getting something going. The going for it is the part that you need to like enjoy. This is the part. This is living.
It's so many grind.
Things. It's the grind.
There it is right there. It's the grind. The guy's fearless, man. The guy's fearless. I love Cooper Kupp, and that's the mentality that he had already, but also Sean McVay and Les Snead, the two guys with the biggest nuts in the NFC West. Amazing, man. Les Snead with the F them picks, and then going out and getting Eric Weddle to help finish the season, going out and getting an OBJ in the Super Bowl season. Sean McVay with the cojones, Les Snead, Stan Kroenke with the cojones, John Wayne size cojones to go and get Matthew Stafford and deal away number one drafted Jared Goff, and then before you know it, We're Super Bowl champions, baby. And so this team is here to win with Sean McVay. They want to win another Super Bowl, a couple of Super Bowls before he's done. They want to cement that legacy. And he's on his way, man. He's on his way, just behind John Robinson as the all-time winningest head coach in NFL in Rams history. And so I'm looking forward to that. Let's see. Stockton says Niners are waiting to trade Ayuk for Surtain. They're going to need him, man. I mean, who's going to cover Travarius? Who's going to cover Puka Nacua and Cooper Kupp and Demarcus Robinson and then you got our guy Johnson, right? What's his name? Stockton, give me some help here in the chat. The guy that we got for our special teams and the wide receiver. Let me see. Hold on. I'll tell you right now. Jordan Whittington. Jordan Whittington is going to be, and Drake Stoops. We got some guys, man. We got some guys that would throw at you. You know, they're talking about in Santa Clara. They're talking about Pinhall. Is that his name? Pinhall. We got a couple of Pinhalls that really can do something. I can't wait. It's going to be really interesting. Well, he was Sean McVay for governor of California. Love it. Jim says Puka Cook Ward already. Yeah. Who are they going to get to cover this man? I mean, I don't know. And then with the running game, I mean, it's going to be crazy. And then we still have this guy, Tyler Johnson. If you remember, check him out.
Nothing they can't do.
Wentz, end zone. It is grabbed. Is it a touchdown?
I want to talk about throwing a guy open. I mean, watch this back shoulder. Wentz just throwing it on that back.
And then here's Puka toasting Travarius.
And watch Puka Nacua just get through this thing and give the quarterback an opportunity.
I'm looking forward to it, man. I can't wait. And then with this offensive line, woo. G12 says, Rudy, do you put AD on your Mount Rushmore of all-time greats? Yes, you have to. It's one of the things where great teams like the Cowboys and Niners, Packers, Rams, Steelers, there's just too many. You need a couple of Mount Rushmores. Like you can put Deacon Jones, Marshall Faulk, Eric Dickerson, Henry Ellard. You can have Mount Rushmore of each offensive team. You can say Warner, Roman Gabriel, Jack Snow, Crazy Legs Hirsch, Isaac Bruce, Torrey Holt, Henry Ellard. There's just too many. On defense, the fearsome foursome players, the main ones, from Merlin Olsen, Deacon Jones, AD belongs on there, Jack Youngblood, on and on and on. It's crazy. But for right now, I would say this. I would say that Aaron Donald, Merlin Olsen, Deacon Jones, and it's between Eric Dickerson. I'm just going to say it this way. I'm going to put the Super Bowl champion quarterback who was there longer than Stafford, Kurt Warner. There you go. G12 says the 6th round Jordan Whittingham wide receiver. He's going to be pretty good, man. He's going to be pretty good. He's going to be I believe that he has a chance, along with no, I think he has a chance to get in on some plays when Puka Nacua is out, or split playing time with Demarcus Robinson. I think he has a chance, man. And then we have Xavier Jones too, Xavier Smith rather, Drake Stoops maybe for the new kickoff return rules. I can't wait. Puka was held too. Yep. Mike Jones, Fred Dreyer. Yes, indeed. Hunter. Hacksaw Reynolds. Norm Van Brocklin, Eric Dickerson. Yep. it is crazy, man. A lot of those were even before my time, but it is crazy. It is crazy how and I didn't get a chance to put the clip here, but they were talking about Steven Jackson. Steven Jackson is the all-time Rams rushing leader, not Eric Dickerson, not Marshall Faulk, not Jerome Bettis, and he's not in the Hall of Fame. You talk about Roger Craig now. I mean, who would you fear? You're a defense, right? You're a defense, and you had to go against a prime Steven Jackson, that big monster that can run over you or run by you, or Roger Craig. Who would you fear more? I appreciate Roger Craig and all that stuff that he passing out of the backfield, one of the stronger running backs. But Steven Jackson was amazing, man. He was just on some bad teams, just like James Laurinaitis, Danny Amendola. Unfortunately, they were on some bad Ram teams, and they didn't get the primetime games and plays and Hall of Fame credentials. But Steven Jackson was one of the best running backs in Rams history for sure. Yep. Willie Bowen said right. Eric Dickerson, yes, indeed. There's just too many. You're going to leave somebody off always, just like the Lakers. You're going to leave somebody off. Todd Gurley was on his way too. Granddaughter says, "Rudy, see that funny? I get it and hear it too often. Gurley was good. Now Steven Jackson was bad, dude. No, Gurley, for the time that he played, was one of the greatest Ram running backs to play. Kind of like a Gale Sayers, and then his career got railroaded. It's unfortunate. If we had a prime Gurley in that 2018 Super Bowl, Jared Goff probably would have got away with that Super Bowl and won it because he missed a couple of deep throws, and Cooper Kupp wasn't there. But Steven Jackson was durable. I mean, the dude, man, the guy was crazy. I'm going to have a clip of him pretty soon. Jim Mercer says Roger Craig and Marshall Faulk. Owen Cromwell, all-time great. No, the Rams legend. If the Rams had Steven Jackson now, man, oh man, he'd kill it with. Can you imagine? Jim Mercer says, "Happy 4th of July, Rudy. Be safe. Shout out to the grandkids. Thank you, appreciate you, man." G12 says Gurley to me, Rudy was okay. However, Dickerson, Faulk, and Steven Jackson were a whole lot of though. I appreciate it. There's nothing wrong with saying that. I'm just saying that prime Todd Gurley, he would be gone, man. It was like, whew, he was just so good, man. He was so good. Unfortunately, right when he was taken off, he was done. There was a couple years where he was just unbelievable, man. But his knee problems, he came in with knee problems, and they just got worse. Let's see, Puka Nakua and Neymar Jr. With a jersey at SoFi.
It's an honor today, man. We got you. No, it's the pleasure is all mine. Yes, sir. Out here in LA, we got to represent. You sold out the stadium pretty much. Everybody came here to see you. You're a legend. You're not to stays in the job. Recovery and everything. We got to get you out here for a football game, for sure.
There it is. That's a pretty cool jersey. And hold on. Because it's Rudy, Todd Gurley equal Todd. No, Cleveland Gary was a good running back, but no, Todd Gurley, he was on his way, man. He was Todd Gurley was something else. Hold on, let me I like Cleveland Gary, but he was no Todd Gurley. Hold on. Todd Gurley, he was just amazing, man. Hold on. I'm going to show you guys something out. This wasn't expected, but hold on. Just give you a little taste of prime Todd Gurley. Hold on. All right, here we go. Eyes on the screen. Let me see how it looks for you guys. See at the stage. Let me make this bigger. Okay, here we go. Prime Todd Gurley.
to throw and flips to Gurley, who has plenty of room. Gurley across midfield and inside the 45 of the Saints.
And Gurley swings to the outside, stiff arm into the end zone. He goes for the touchdown. "50 TDs in the last 3 years." Put his hand on Trey Flowers and said, "Get out of here."
Flowers going to get a facial on this one. That was an ugly one, too. Anytime you're playing.
Todd Gurley has a hole. Todd Gurley with a first down. Gurley, he has a Ram touchdown.
And just a good physical finish by Todd Gurley at the end. I mean, he's first.
Wasn't there. Here's Goff throwing for the corner for Gurley. And waiting for touchdown is the call. Gurley holds on, kept the feet in bounds.
What a beautiful throw. What a tremendous catch. Let's see if he possesses it all the way through. The feet are down in the end zone.
They go to Gurley. And Gurley refuses to be put down. And I count 6 Broncos finally bringing.
There we go. Finally, I was looking for a long run.
For Goff, who gives to Gurley. And a big hole for Todd Gurley toward the end zone. It's a touchdown, LA Rams.
Anyway, you get the idea. 9-yard run. These are short runs. There's some of them he just shows the
Los Angeles. First time they're starting in their own territory here, and Gurley makes a nice reverse cut, breaks a tackle, makes another man miss. What a run by Todd.
There's there's better clips of that, but I just happened to just pick that real quick. Prime Todd Gurley was amazing. But yeah, Cleveland Gary was good too, but I don't really put him in the same class as Todd Gurley. Rudy, will you have the chance to go to taco shop that Puka went to during the season? You and Primo Rey Mysterio. That would be nice, man. If I get a chance to, I got to remember that. Really, find it sad but happy that you will get to see these different Rams players that were great. It's like a blink of the eye. Yeah, man. I was talking about the other day, man. Look at, they have like the when you see like Vince Ferragamo and a little longer in the tooth, looking older. That's a guy that I grew up watching. He's one of the round players that I used to watch. Willie Bowen, Flipper Anderson, Aaron Cox. Flipper Anderson was amazing. Flipper, Willie Bowen, Flipper Anderson, another Rams undrafted player. He should be in the Rams Ring of Honor. Yeah, Ring of Honor, man. I agree. Leroy Irvin, Preston Denard, yes, indeed. Josh Dillon says Rams versus Chiefs, best game ever. It was amazing, man. Greg the Hammer Bell, I used to call him. In the Eric Dickerson trade. Blanco says, Chinga, I'm always late. ¿Qué pasa? No, props to you, man. I haven't been on in a while, so it's partly my fault. It was a unannounced quick chat. Thank you guys for coming in. We talked about everything today. My wonderful grandkids, politics a little bit. You didn't really. You're good, man. Willie Blunt says, I do wish that the Rams front office would get with it and putting past players there. I agree. I agree, Willie Bowen. G12 says Steven Jackson would have carried the 7 Broncos for another 10, 15 yards. I used to love the games against the Niners, against Willis and Bowman, the linebackers. Loved it, man. Willie Bunn says Bill Goldberg, Jerome Bettis. Yes, indeed. Love it. Flacco says, oh, how I missed the old logo, one of the best. Yes, indeed. The old logo. Dennis Hara, Hercules. Yes. Duval Love, Irv Pankey. Yes, and Jackie Slater. Really, G12 says, really, it's crazy. You look at the Rams and they got Hall of Fame and potential Hall of Fame players, more so than some teams that have been around longer. Yeah, it's crazy, G12. Like I said, Henry Ellard, when he retired, he was 3rd on the all-time receiving list before all these pass-happy modern teams now. And he was 3rd, top 3. and he didn't get into the Hall of Fame, and I don't know if he's going to get there. Steven Jackson, the all-time Rams running back, not in there. It's crazy. There's always these teams that don't have it, but look at Torrey Holt. They haven't put him in there. It is crazy. Yep. Detroit says, Rudy Falco, how do you rank him? He seems to get lost in the sauce with the Rams running back talk. Only because Falk wasn't there for a long time, but he is one of the all-time Ram greats for sure, man. It was a pleasure to see him. He started to have knee problems at the end when Steven Jackson came in, and then we drafted Steven Jackson. It was his time now, but no, Eric Dickerson always gets the biggest accolades and rightly so, because he basically carried the Rams team to the NFC Championship game in '85, and he's got the all-time rookie record, the all-time season record. Crazy, man. He tells Henry Allard he could catch and return punts and at the highest level. Yeah, it was funny. Henry Allard was on a interview saying, "Yeah, I wanted to get playing time, so I told him, well, let me kick return." Him and Leroy Irvin would kick and return kicks. Willie Bone, Pat Hayden, yes indeed. Let's see. It's still criminal. The greatest show on turf didn't win 2 more Super Bowls. They were super fun to watch. That's Mike Martz, aka Kyle Shanahan Jr., leaving rings on the table with great teams. I agree, Vince Ferragamo. Let me give you guys, even though G12, you're not a Rams fan, but you're an honorary Rams fan, this gives me goosebumps whenever I see this. Hold on. This is one of the reasons why I became a Ram fan. It's because of Vince Ferragamo as a kid in the '79 Super Bowl. A lot of people were going for the Steelers. And hold on. I'm going to show you a clip that it gives me goosebumps even to this day. Hold on. Let me set it up real quick. Hold on. I'm going to set it up real quick. This is going to be cool. Okay, here we go. Check this out. This is a cool clip. I wish it would have ended differently, but check this out, guys. Eyes on the screen. I'm going to share this with you. It gives me goosebumps. This little clip of the Rams coming back. Here we go. Check this out. This cool clip. The Rams versus Niners. Rams versus Niners. Rams versus Pittsburgh Steelers in the Super Bowl, in '79 Super Bowl. Here we go. Eyes on the screen. Let me set it up here. Here we go. Get this going here. There we are. And here we go.
Swan takes it for the touchdown. A perfect strike by Terry Bradshaw. I love it. Bradshaw, on his first attempt of the long bomb in this game, has hit Swan for the TD. Well, what do you think about that? The Steelers move ahead, 17-13.
Check this out.
Surely this stunning blow, one that has become a Steeler trademark the last 2 seasons, would finally brush off the pesky Rams. It did not. Ferragamo took a page from Bradshaw's Go for Broke book and hit Billy Waddy for a 50-yard gain. Before the Steelers could recover, the Rams struck again.
Ball goes to McCutcheon, option pass, he throws downfield, leaping dog, touchdown, Ron Smith! Back and forth we go. The Rams back out in front by a score of 19-17, and we've not seen that play all year long.
Maybe it was the fact that nobody gave them much of a chance, and therefore there wasn't much to lose. Maybe it was simply the realization by the Rams coaches that their team had to open up on offense to win.
Great play.
Whatever the reason, these new remodeled Rams had come from behind for the third time in the Super Bowl to take the lead.
There it is. I love that, man. I love that. That's awesome. I love that. There's another guy too, Lawrence McClutchin. How can we forget Lawrence McClutchin? Oh man. Andy Martinez says Isaac Bruce didn't have a great quarterback until Kurt Warner. Yup. And he still put up great numbers. He also, with Tony Banks as quarterback, was 80 yards off of Jerry Rice's greatest pace. I can't remember the exact totals, but Jerry Rice's greatest season as a Niner, he was only 80 yards off of that. With Tony Banks at quarterback, who would you rather have? Steve Young as your quarterback in Bill Walsh offense or Tony Banks? That's how good Isaac Bruce was. Pete Houlihan, yes indeed, Houlihan. I love that guy, man. G12 says, yep, Isaac Bruce, another underrated Rams wide receiver. He was so good. Isaac Fist of Fury Bruce. Willie Bowen, Henry Childs, and Bernie Casey. Great actor, great player. Flacco says, I got a crazy feeling this year's our Rams going to be lit. They're going to be awesome, man. Defense is going to be coming around. They're going to be Fisk and Jared and Verse and Byron Young and Kobe Turner, Bobby Brown III. Secondary is going to be locking it down. Woo! Offense is going to be amazing. Josh Ennis says, Rudy, come by SoCal Rams. Josh Ennis says, Rudy, come by SoCal Rams next year. I will, brother. I always hang around SoCal Rams. I love SoCal Rams. Awesome. My guy. I'm always bad with names. The old president, really great guy. His name is. I know him too. Orale. Okay, it'll come to me. But yeah, great dudes, and always buy gear and hang out with them. Always awesome. Thank you, brother. I definitely will for sure. But I always do. SoCal's a really great organization, the Booster Club. Andy Martinez says, as a kid, Isaac Bruce was one of my favorite players. Great player to like. G12 says, how do I saw this? It's like you've seen a lot of past Rams. They quietly got solid numbers. They may not have showed them on TV or highlight, but they had good, solid games. Yeah, it's one of the things where, like, for instance, when the Rams weren't that good, when they were in St. Louis with Laurinaitis and Amendola, Sam Bradford was there at some of that time. Steven Jackson carried the load. They weren't in primetime games. They didn't win enough games to be on primetime games, and they were in the playoffs, so they didn't get the accolades in Pro Bowls. And so, and then a lot of times, even players like Henry Ellard wouldn't get the Pro Bowl nod, only as an alternate sometimes. I don't even know if he got an alternate, but he deserved to be there on his stats alone, and he wouldn't get the nod. The Pro Bowls are like and that's what they ended up putting on your resume to get to the Hall of Fame. And then because they're not picking him for the Pro Bowl, they but they lower his credentials, even though his numbers are there, to make this the Pro Bowl. I keep saying Pro Bowl, the Hall of Fame. Willie Bones says, I hate the Steelers. Yep. G12 says, Rudy, top 10 most underrated Rams players. Whoa. That's a great question. Top 10 most underrated. Well, Steven Jackson, Henry Ellard, Jim Everett. Even though Jim Everett's the passing all-time Rams passing leader. That's a good question. Isaac Bruce and Torrey Holt, they get underrated when it comes to all-time great duels. They get mentioned, but not as high as they should. G12 said, the Super Bowl a case if the Rams had a young Roman Gabriel in that Super Bowl, they would have destroyed the Steelers. Well, G12. If the Rams, if Vince Ferragamo, who was a young quarterback, would have saw Billy Waddy in the corner of the end zone, wide open, they could have won. Or Nolan Cromwell, the great Ram, dropped another interception that would have been his pick six. They could have won too. Oh shoot, my battery's dying. I'm gonna have to go pretty soon. Dang it. 1995. Damn it, Rams should have won that Super Bowl. Steelers too. Pat Thomas knocked out Lynn Swan. Yep. Flacco, I need some old school Ram gear. I haven't bought anything in the Rams store anymore since they changed the logo. Screwed me big time. I understand, man. Hold on, let me get my plug real quick. Oh, speaking of Todd Gurley, hope you can see it. Hold on. Okay, here we go. Yeah. Okay. No, you're good. Go ahead. No. Okay. No, you go ahead. Go ahead. I'm gonna put my earphones on. Oh, you're fine. Thank you. I just gotta plug it in. Laptop's going out. Yeah. Oh. There we go. All right, sorry about that. You go to get the charger and it's the wrong charger. Okay, here we go. And Flacco says, I need some old school Rams gear. I haven't bought anything from the Rams store anymore since they changed the logo. That screwed me big time. I understand, man. There's a place we talked about that before that you can get it online called Throwback Joe's. You can get old school Ram jerseys, hoodies, all kinds of stuff. Love it. Freddie the homie. G Cross is really why the Rams can't replace AD. How confident are you in the Rams D line doing very well? 100%, 50%, or 25%? I'm optimistic. I'm not going to put a percentage on it because you got multiple guys that have high motors and good skill sets. Kobe Turner, Bobby Brown III, my prerogative Fiske, and Verse collaborating again together. And teams aren't going to know what to do with these guys yet. So it's going to be, we kind of have an advantage for our own as well, but can't replace an Aaron Donald, but you can do you can run a different type of defense, and you can get production from multiple ways. So it's going to be very interesting. I'm very optimistic, though. I wouldn't put a percentage on it. Let's see. I like this comment. I didn't get a chance to highlight that. Josh says, LA Ram fan says 89. When I was born, got photos since 91 at the house. My Thea sold to my pops. Seeing a Raider fan step, oh, crazy. A Ram fan and a kid in Anaheim. Now Dodgers are killing them, and Raiders are in Vegas. That's crazy, man. Yeah, 1989, the Rams team, that 1989 Rams team was very underrated, man. They could beat anybody. They split with the 49ers. That was right in the middle of the Niners' heyday, their dynasty. That Rams team could beat anybody, man. They beat the Philadelphia Eagles with Jerome Brown and Reggie White on the road in the playoffs. They beat LT with Bill Belichick as defensive coordinator, Carl Banks and all them, only to have to face a rested Niner team with the Rams offensive line beat up. And the Rams still took the lead, 3-0. And they were about to go up to 10. They were about to go up 10-0 on a bomb to Flipper Anderson. At the very last minute, Ronnie Lott knocked it out of the air. And then they couldn't stop with the offensive line banged up from those two wars in Philadelphia and the Giants in the playoffs. They couldn't keep them. They couldn't keep the D line off of Everett. But he beat him the next year in San Francisco and got revenge. G12 says, Rudy, conspiracy time. You think there was a fix in the Rams not to win the Super Bowl Steelers? Huh? No, it was just a young team, a team that was injured. A young quarterback made a mistake at the wrong time, threw an interception, and they didn't capitalize. They intercepted Terry Bradshaw like 3 times, man, and they had a chance to win that game. It just didn't work out. Big back and forth leads. DeMarco Farr is a great player, underrated. Charles White, yes indeed. John Capelletti, my guy with Willie Bone with the OGs. G12, Rudy, for the future show, maybe you could do a top 10 Rams list of Rams players that should have made a Pro Bowl but never did. Oh, that's a great comment. That's a great comment. Look at this guy wearing Todd Gurley's shirt. I forgot that I had it on. I don't know how good you can see the name in the back the way the camera's set up, but Todd Gurley. G12, yeah, Torrey Holt, another Rams receiver that was so good. Bad dude. He'd catch everything. He was a great guy. Great guy, too. Willie Bone says, Woody Strode, former LA Rams tight end and actor. Yes, indeed. Came in with Kenny Washington. Along with Kenny Washington to break the color barrier of the NFL. LA Rams. Josh Dillon, Marshall. Love it. Flacco says, what do you think about Wendell Tyler? Was great, too. He used to live in the same apartment building as us in San Jose. Seeing him walk through with the uniform on was awesome when I was a kid. Yeah. He was a great player. He had in the beginning of his career with the Rams, he carried it like a loaf of bread, and he would lose the ball sometimes, and so they started making him walk around at the practice facility with the football in his hand. But he won a Super Bowl with the Niners, unfortunately. You know, when the Rams' great owner Carol Rosenblum passed away, they got Hacksaw Reynolds and Wendell Tyler from the '79 Super Bowl team. Manny Correa says, what's up, Willie? Yes, indeed, I do, Emmanuel. Love it. Wendell Tyler, my favorite Bruin running back. Wendell Tyler was a great one. G12 says, Willie B, I tell Rudy, how come you don't wear Kenny Washington or Rudy Strode jerseys anymore? You bought those jerseys when you guys played for the Rams. You guys originally knew Haunted Rabbit. Barry Redden, yes, indeed, number 30, the original number 30. Blanca says, LeBron sucked. Don't mind his son because he knew his dad is a ring chaser. No bueno. G12 says, Rudy, you remember when that Rams fan was talking trash a couple of years ago back? They found his body by the stadium like a week later. Josh Dillon says, the Rams need to reclaim the greatest field on turf need. Yes, indeed. Like G12, I never heard of that. Suck. Willie Bone says, G12, Woody Strode was acting in the movies when I knew him. I knew of him. My dad told me he played with the LA Rams. Yep. Westerns, Woody Strode was something else. different types of movies. We'll see what something else. G12 says, Willie Bone, Rudy had season ticks when Rudy Strode played around. Jerry Gray. Yes, indeed, Jerry Gray. Yes, Jerry Gray. G12 Flacco, yeah, I want to say it was like 3 years ago they found a body. They found one. I don't know if you're talking about the same one, but I don't know if it was a Niner fan, but they found somebody in the lake, in the SoFi Lake. SG says, hi, Ramili. How you doing, SG? Appreciate you, brother. That is just sad, though, either way, you know, that happened. Okay, so let's get into another clip, and we'll call it a night pretty soon. Behind the Grind, episode 3, the Rams mini series as we get ready for training camp.
Yes, Erskine. Come on. This is insane. This is wild. This is wild. Music has always been a big part of my life. I wasn't really getting recruited for football, so I started going after music scholarships. But I was always a guy that wanted to do both.
He's a guy that we see as a leader of the defense, even though he's only in his second year.
The conductor!
Different phases, 2 OTAs. You're really setting the foundation for having a great training camp.
Whether it's football, whether you go into engineering or business, whatever the case may be, work as hard as you can at it because you never know what might happen on any given Friday.
I think it starts out with Kyron. This young man in the meeting takes copious notes, asks a lot of questions. He watches more film than probably many of the guys I've been around.
Driving through that next one before your eyes snap back.
Sometimes we jokingly call him Coach Kupp. The best, they bring others with them. And that's what he's done.
Cool. Behind the Grind series, mini series, the Rams, just to get us through before training camp. I love it, man. I love it. I love it. I love it. So here we go, guys. Thank you, guys. I appreciate you guys spending your Wednesday night with me. I know it's late now. Thank you guys so much. Willie Bones says, SoFi Stadium is the best stadium in the NFL. Yes, indeed. I didn't get a chance to send the link today, SG. I'm sorry. Flacco says, sports trash talking is just sports talk. Shouldn't pay your life for it. All in fun. Yep. After the Niners. Yeah, it's just sports. You know, it is what it is. C2 says, SoFi, the Falcon Stadium, state of the art. The Falcon Stadium, I heard was pretty good, right? Sports talking. Yep, you've already got that one already. We're not doing a link. I'm going to call it a night. SG, thank you for coming in. Kobe the conductor. Yes, indeed. And the final thoughts of the noche is hope everybody has a great 4th of July with their family and friends. Thank you guys for spending Wednesday night with me, and it's late now. And thank you guys for bearing with me being late today again. But thank you. As we get closer to training camp, we'll have more lives and giveaways, and hopefully my gear will be ready. And we've been talking about that forever, but I'm sorry. But yeah, I'm looking forward to the season. When anything comes down the pike, you can see it on my community page on YouTube, and also on Twitter X and Instagram. Yep. Just don't sleep on Agent Zero either. Yes, indeed. Exactly right. Willie Bones says Apollonia and Jenny Lee Harrison, the Rams' best Sunbeams cheerleaders back in the day. Yep. That was the final thoughts of the noche. And thank you, my guy G12. Thank you, everyone, for joining the stream. Please hit the like and subscribe button on your way out. Please share, stay healthy and happy, safe, and blessed. Yes, indeed. I love that. Appreciate you guys. WWE is legit. You may contact Rudy Ramirez Sports Report via Twitter X, twitter.com Sports Ramelia. Thank you, my guy G12. Appreciate you guys. And like I said, I hope everybody has a great 4th of July. You may follow Rudy of the Ramirez Sports Report via Instagram, instagram.com, Ramelia/Ramirez Sports. Yep. Have a happy 4th of July. We'll see you soon. Look for the alert soon. We will be doing more content as we get closer to the training camp. And thank you guys so much for tuning in tonight. Hope everyone has a great 4th of July again tomorrow. Have a good one. Thank you, guys. Appreciate it. How you doing, Cooper? Cooper Acolyte's killing me. Willie Boy says NWA Pro Wrestling #1. Love that. And love that. GP Shadow. AA. Who's Casa? The Rams Casa. Actually, we'll see. On those days, I have one set up with Niner sickness and we'll see what happens. GP Shadow says Rams host. All right, guys. Have a great night. Thank you guys for coming in and tuning in. We'll see you guys soon. As we always say, may the Ramelia be with you. And Ramulators, mount up.